What is going on, everybody? Happy Friday to you. Hope you've had a great week so far. So this video is 100% inspired by my man Dryden Thomas, creator of Lighthoof. The man has been putting out some incredible devlogs recently, and his most recent devlog talking about different art styles got me inspired, because one of the things that he talked about is he mentioned a game called Scarlet Deer Inn, and I realized I've seen a lot about Scarlet Deer Inn, but it's actually another game that also has a similar art style of using fabric. So I figured I'd just go ahead and make this video and shout these two games out if you have not heard about them already. So let's talk about Scarlet Deer Inn. What is it about? Well, it's a game being developed by A2 Games. It's a husband and wife duo, and it is an embroidered narrative platformer with an emotional story, interesting cast of characters, and a dark dungeon full of monsters. World inspired by Slavic folklore. The only thing protecting you from certain death is your torch, and they're all embroidered, and they created the music themselves using traditional instruments. It's gonna be on Steam, Nintendo Switch, and Xbox. And man, look at this art style. Look at this. I cannot imagine how much time it took for them to embroider all of this and then create the animations for all of this, develop it, create the music themselves. Incredible husband and wife team of Eva and Lucas. Love that. And I'm gonna play a little bit of the trailer. You're not gonna be hearing any of the sound of it, but trying to give you a sense of what this is about. So you can see that you have this character running about, and they're all embroidered. Look how cool it is that you have this embroidered character running around. Love the fact that they were so ambitious as to embroider characters, have them run around, create all of the animations for it, and I think it just looks amazing. It looks beautiful. It looks beautiful. You've probably seen this on social media if you haven't already, of them creating all this really cool and amazing art, and it shows how creative and talented this husband and wife duo is. I don't know how long it's taking them to develop this game, but man, I'm excited. I can't wait for the full release of this. It's going to be, I guess, more of an adventure narrative game, so I don't think there's going to be any combat. It looks like you're just going to be using your torch to fend off enemies or kind of just go through, at least from what I'm seeing in this gameplay here. But man, it looks incredible. Look how cool this is. So I don't know all of what's gonna go on. I don't even know if this has a release date. I was looking at the Steam page. I think it's gonna be announced at some point, but man, shout out to this husband and wife team creating an incredible game called Scarlet Deer Inn. I'm gonna look at the Steam page and it says to be announced, so it doesn't have a full release date yet. But of course, what you can do is you can follow and wish list this, because we know, if you know, and I mention this all the time, that wish lists help developers. So wish list Scarlet Deer Inn and follow the developers at A2 Games. You've probably heard of them before because they did make another game called Feudal Alloy. So this isn't their first game that they made before, so they've been around the block. They know how this works, but I think this is a very ambitious and beautiful looking game, and I can't wait to see it. I can't wait to even play it. There's no playable demo out right now, so hopefully we get something in the near future. But man, shout out to this incredible art style that they're using, embroidery. And I'm gonna move on to the next game. The next game I have up does have a playable demo, which is what you're seeing right now. And this one is called Hyperdrive, and this is being developed by Horsefly Games. And they described it as a point-and-click adventure where every playthrough is unique and is a unique and thrilling adventure. This game harnesses the power of randomized content, delivering fresh experiences with each new start, offering a fusion of replay value and poignant narrative and stunning audio visuals. It says you are Anno, a young woman tasked to find her enigmatic father, Mr. Hilbert, who has vanished into thin air after triggering a cataclysmic set of events that threaten to unravel reality itself. You'll encounter weird characters, cool puzzles, and interesting environments. Just what you'd expect from an adventure game, especially one set in an infinite hotel. So that is the idea of Hyperdrive Inn. So this is a vastly different setting than what Scarlet Deer Inn is where Scarlet Deer Inn is more grounded in traditional folklore. This is more set in the futuristic, more sci-fi aspects of storytelling, but still same art style with fabric. But the idea is that you are set in an infinite hotel where there's an infinite number of rooms to house basically the entirety of humanity based on this Hyperdrive Inn that the main character's father has created. But it's kind of created this sort of singularity that's wanting to engulf the universe, as it will. And so it's your goal to find him, and you kind of have a strange relationship with him. And so your goal is to find him and then kind of figure out where he is and what is going on with this hotel. And you run across a number of different characters that are entirely fabric made, as you're seeing right here, and it is incredible. And man, it is like the audio visuals of this is great. If you played the demo, you know exactly what I'm talking about. It has a very just good personal touch to it. It says you can immerse yourself in all of these visuals, and there's not going to be a whole lot of repetitive nature because of the fact that you have a lot of randomized content based on the idea of infinite hotels. And I don't know how long that's going to take for them to develop that, because that is crazy to think that you have an infinite number of rooms, and every playthrough is going to be different depending on your experience as a player, because you do have multiple choice. So you can select basically different choices based on the conversations you have, and you'll probably see that as I'm talking about this on the screen here. You can choose to pick up different items, to solve different puzzles, to interact with different characters, to move on and to move forward in the plot. But just like Scarlet Deer Inn, all of the visuals are fabric made, as you're seeing in the background, and the characters are fabric made, the background is fabric made. But it's cool to see this juxtaposition of fabric mixed with like hyper scientific reality. I think even in the intro of this game, the fabric is kind of warping in on itself. I'm sort of like black hole, like I said, singularity. And man, I'm excited to play this fully. The demo is not even that long. It's about maybe 15-20 minutes depending on how long. It may be less time than that, but I think I took a little bit more to kind of expand to see if there was more content to be had. But what you're seeing is going to be what you're going to be playing throughout this demo. It's available right now. You can download it on Steam or itch.io. It's going to be available in October 2024 on Steam and Nintendo Switch. So that's super exciting. But what's really cool is that you can follow Horsefly Games on YouTube. You can subscribe to Horsefly Games and add 2 games. But Horsefly Games puts out pretty consistently a devlog. I just saw one recently talking about kind of the process, and what I really appreciate about Horsefly Games, their dev, is that he's pretty open about the process, as it will, and just how much of a strain it is, because I can imagine how hard it can be to create games like this and just create games in general, because there's a lot of work. I mean, there's a lot of sludge work in creative work. I mean, it's fun to create, it's fun to build things, it's fun to do this type of creative work. But in anything that you're making, in any type of job, there's going to be the menial tasks that you have to do that's going to wear and tear on you at times. And so I appreciate this dev's vulnerability and expressing how they're feeling and their need to take time to rest, time to recuperate, time to just spend time outside, time to spend with family and friends. And so I think that's what we need. We need balance in life. We need balance between our work, our creative work, and things going on in the real world in our life. We all need to, as people would say, touch grass. So we all need to be aware of that and keep in mind. But definitely follow all things Horsefly Games. I will put a link to not only them, but also at 2 games in the description of this video, so you can check out all things Scarlet Deer Inn and also Hyperdrive Inn. I don't know what it is about fabrics and the ideas of hotels and inns, so it just happens to be that they fall within the same idea, but vastly different settings. As you see, one is more traditional, one is more sci-fi, but the inn setting still remains. So once again, shout out to Dryden for inspiring me to just kind of shout out games that have these incredible art styles. Follow Dryden, follow Lighthoof, and all of what he's doing in his devlog. So maybe he put out one today, I don't know, but we'll see. But hope you enjoy this video, and hope you kind of got a look at some awesome indie games that are coming out here pretty soon. One coming out this year and one coming out at some point. But follow them, and be sure to like, share, and subscribe to my channel so you can get more videos like these, where I love to shout out more indie games and more indie game developers. My developers, hopefully I said that right. But anyway, my name is Chike, and I will see you on the next one. Peace out.